Hello and welcome to another update video for Archaeology Rush. This is the update video for the 16th of July. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one this time around because a lot of what I've been working on has been kind of visual stuff. The first thing that I just want to show off is something kind of cool. And if you've sort of seen previous videos, you'll notice that there is, instead of the black kind of square that has existed for months now, we now have a little footstep graphic. And funnily enough, it now kind of rotates to kind of where the player's direction is, which I think is pretty cool. So it's a nice little addition. Cool. And then the next thing, just to show off, is the different art. You'll notice that there's some slightly different art on display now. And so essentially we can see on the screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different new kind of pieces of art. So the first one, just let's start down here actually. This one here is Thoth's Temple. Now this is the kind of landmark that's important to the story, and what it denotes actually at the moment is the end of each of the demo chapters point. So Henry Pepper's chapter ends at Thoth's Temple, so does Amelia Giovanni, so does Lily Petrie, and so does John Roberts. They all end at this temple. And then which is kind of you'll see why hopefully as you play through. But getting the art in, and then also at the moment just getting in the new kind of temporary pop-up. And so then the next one we'll look at is just over now, and the campsite. So the campsite's just the campsite. It just is a little tent, and it just shows campsite, and we'll show the other side of this in a minute. The other two is these two different types of tombs. So this pyramid is a major tomb, and then this sort of tomb entrance is a minor tomb. And so that's something that as a sort of foundation has existed for a while, as a kind of a concept. But I felt like it was important just to note that in terms of the art. I've also noticed that this one is halfway through the ground, which we'll need to fix up. But the coolest change is the port. Don't know why this port is saying the wrong data, but if we jump in it and if we press the action button, there's a little boat. And I've spent a lot of time bug fixing why this boat, especially on the return journey, was sort of slowing and starting, because it should move at a constant speed. So it now does. It does get submerged sometimes, but that's something that we can fix. I've got a plan for fixing that. Yes, this port will take you to and from Egypt. It also has kind of pop-up just saying where the port is from, where it goes, and kind of what it requires. It's very basic at the moment. Does the job, but that is kind of all that I need it to do. So a lot of little art bits. Annoyingly, art takes me longer because I am a programmer, and I'm not saying that I'm particularly amazing at art, but to get it not looking super programming art, it just takes me a little bit of time. I want to show off something next in the tutorial tune, so let's just jump into that. Annoyingly, I realised that I've used the keyboard, and the keyboard's fine, just I don't tend to enjoy using the keyboard. So let's just whiz through this. I've done this tutorial tune hundreds of times at the moment. I think it's a good tutorial, but like any tutorial is a bit tiresome as you get into, especially the kind of more times you do it. Right, let's jump in. This is the buttons, so just press that one and go up. both of them open. Right. But yeah, we're getting really close. Like, there's one more thing on my to-do list to getting this kind of done as a concept. Like this chapter. I'm sure that there'll be a load of bugs. In fact, next week I'm gonna not put out a new build, but rather just record a playthrough video. And yeah, so this build will be the build for a couple of weeks now. But yeah, so this is the kind of, I wanted the training tomb to be a bit more training-y. And so I thought, let's just whack in a couple of chalkboards. That's one. Well, first is the Eye of Horus, which is what appears on all of the coffins, and then the next is the just the finish line. So if we do that, it does not work because that would be too easy. I've got to find out why that doesn't work. Yeah, let's hop out of here, and I'm going to load up something that I also just want to show you, which is this little animation. So let's just hide all of the let's hide this collision shape. Right, so I'm going to play this little animation. This animation's existed for a while, but I also kind of just added in the ability for that to just be bigger. And so now what happens is if we fly over to a tomb, in fact, actually, I already had it selected. On the right here, you'll notice, observant viewers will notice that there is an endgame level treasure. And this now gets passed through all the way to that final level. And depending on what treasure this is, so at the moment this is just a golden death mask. It will show off that treasure at the end, and that's useful for a couple of little bits of storytelling that I want to do. So exciting. Yeah, on that note, it's a bit of a shorter video compared to the 20-minute behemoths that we've had over the last couple of weeks, but yeah, we're in a good position, and we're slowly kind of making progress. It's a bit of a busy week for me next week, so I don't know how much I will get done. My partner is going back to work after being on maternity leave, so yes, busy time, but we will get there, and hopefully have more fun changes to show off over the next couple of months. I've kind of got a sort of deadline of a month's time of trying to get at least the first part of the demo out. And again, I still remain that I think that it'll be quicker for the rest of the demo to be completed once I get this part of the demo done. Like, it's an incremental process. So on that note, have a lovely week. There's a playthrough next week that I will upload, and yeah, exciting times. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.